Hello there, another day and another video. So, I'm going to go into something that is very specific in terms of white supremacy and the witchcraft. And today, I'm going to be talking not about myself, but about what I am the scapegoat of, what my identity is. I'm supposed to be the human version of this organism, the African continent. So I'm just going to talk about Africa. Now, before I go into anything here, the continent's name is not Africa. This is something Whitey invented. Yeah? So we don't know, no one knows what this entire portion of continent was called at what time by who. So this is something we as blacks and biracials who identify themselves as black have responsibility to give ourselves an identity as a continent. So just like my situation here, everything is about witchcraft, and interestingly, in my situation here, it's a lot to do with computerization. That all the witchcraft done on my body, those that are there as an operation for this persecution and this involvement of the entire environment, society to hunt me, this is a computerized witchcraft system. So it's just like a computer have a software, hardware, it has wires, you need to charge them, battery, whatever going on here. It has systems and programs within this computer. That's just exactly how the witchcraft of my body has been placed. There is a software, a couple actually. There are many versions of the same things here because this is Africa. So we're having a lot of parties, corporations and organizations and businesses, business entities in occultism who want their hands on Africa. Yeah? So we're having the same problem, but many versions. So instead of just one software, well, we have multiple of them because there are many entities here who want to control and influence Africa, yeah? Now, this is a lot to learn how this can be transferred onto the continents, yeah? But what I can say so far is that at this point, I have gathered that there are at least 3 main sections of this continent in terms of witchcraft. There's one section of operation which is just political. There's another section that is just witchcraft curses. And then there's another one that is basically the heart of the continent, like the software, in a sense, of this continent, where it's not just about cursing the African blood, but where the continent itself is enchained, the land, the resource, everything else. So what I do know that if you're looking at political stronghold, the power structure of white supremacy, you need to go to South Africa and Namibia. That is where that headquarter is. You want to look at this witchcraft headquarter that is targeting black men and women as human bodies and their bloodlines. You go to West Africa, specifically Nigeria. You want to go to the software of Africa, it's in the Congo, the Central Africa, DRC. Now, the DRC one, I say that is the strongest one. And it all began with this Holocaust. White people will not recognize it, but we know this is Holocaust. This is genocide. What Leopold of Belgium did here. Now, what was the foundation of the atrocities of King Leopold here? We're having a tree here, a rubber tree, a rubber plant. Congolese people no longer have to go about their businesses as they would normally control their farmlands, their cattle, whatever they're up to live here. That doesn't exist no more. Now your function, all of you, is to basically extract rubber milk, rubber liquid from this rubber plant tree. And this is a foundation, a witchcraft stronghold rock foundation for the resource curse problem of the African continent. And this was intentionally, excellently done. You're having a rubber tree which produces a liquid that is milk-like. Now in the spiritual world, a tree can symbolize any entity, any being here. Like in the Bible, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, he was described as a tree. The biggest tree on the planet Earth, so tall it covers the entire face of the earth. His leaves, his branches spread across the entire earth. All the birds come and nest upon this tree. All the animals come and flock under this tree. All man can come and find fruits on this tree. King Nebuchadnezzar, he's the king of Babylon, the most powerful king at his time. In fact, one of the most powerful kings to ever walk on the face of this earth. This is how he's been described in the Bible I read. A tree, as Christians, you become a tree because you are one from the tree of life of Jesus Christ. Because you abide in him, you yourself, you are a walking tree of life. Now the milk, what does milk do? Because this is what the rubber represents. The rubber liquid is milk-like from a tree. Milk is a substance which nutritionizes body, it nourishes bodies, it builds body. In fact, this is all infants live off. That is all a newborn baby to a certain age needs to survive, milk. So we're having this rubber tree representing the continent of Africa. And the rubber being extracted from inside it, which looks like milk liquid, that is the milk of the African continent. So now King Leopold, Western man representing the West, he's there and he's targeting this tree. This tree, the resource value of this tree is supposed to benefit him, not the people. That's not enough. In order for this rubber tree to benefit King Leopold and the West, Congolese people have to work as slaves. They no longer have the right to live their own lives, manage their own affairs. They no longer have their own chiefs and kingdoms. It's all centered around being ruled by King Leopold, white man here at the West, to feed the West. And in order for this to even be successful, they have to be abused, they have to be maimed, they have to be slaughtered, they have to suffer in order for King Leopold's resource hunger to be fed. This is where the resource curse comes from. That is a stronghold, what King Leopold did. In this process, the chopping of hands and foot, hand the palm of a human being, you have all known about palm readings. You've heard of that. Why is palm reading? Because in your hands, that is basically your productivity. With your hands, you draw, you write, you cook, you prepare, you do everything with the hand. Even AI smart geeks here, they need to use the hand to type the computer. You need your hand to type your laptop, to touch your phone and whatever email in the hand. That is your power or productivity as a human being. And in your hand as well, like palm readers use, they can see what direction your life is supposed to be. And they can change it with witchcraft occultic powers. So you need to be extracting your own resource to feed the West. But in this process, you only not have to forsake everything you are and your affairs of life, but you have to suffer, be afflicted. At the same time, you have to lose your hand, the power of your labor and productivity. You have to lose your foot, your establishment in this life. As a currency, your hand, your productivity is not the currency in Free State Congo. This is where the resource curse of the continent is rooted. And it goes on even till today. How people in the Congos are still used to go around mining cobalt, and you have to get buried inside there and die. It has to be like that, otherwise it's not going to be beneficial for the West. Because this is just how their witchcraft is set up. It has to be that extreme in order for them to get the most blessed out of it. So that is in the Congo, the curseness of the continent and its resources, and how that is not supposed to benefit the people of the continent. And how it's all about you personally, the one who have to keep giving it over to foreign powers here. And in the process, you have to lose your life, you have to be respected, and all kind of things that are going on here. Yeah? It is those white devils in the south. They're the one running all political infiltrations, all political whatever going on here, that is coming from down there. Remove them, I will see how fast London can infiltrate in any political parliament here without these white South Africans being there controlling things. I wonder, when the embassies are not there, you tell me now, because why is that in Francophone countries, France have priority to have a table in parliament? These are supposed to be independent nations from French colonial power, but you still have tables and offices of France all over your parliament, your business. Yeah, if they are not there, how are they going to infiltrate no one here? Especially when these South African devils, these Botswana BS here, whoever Namibia here, if they are not there to give whoever white person here come from nowhere a backbone and support to come and do what they do, how are they going to do it? You tell me now, the South African devil's not there, the Botswana devil's not there, the whitest German's not there. How is someone from France, born in France, living in France all their life, just come to anywhere in Africa and start doing anything? Yeah, that is the headquarters in Southern Africa, specifically South Africa. Now, in terms of the witchcraft, that is about establishing the governance systems, all the kingdoms, empires, chiefdoms. That is in West Africa. That is in West Africa. You look up history and say how they heavily plagiarized from those governance systems. kingdom system. Even Queen Mother, they got it from there. That is where it is. And he's also a Nigerian man whom they used. I mean, how many they use now. But the same representation there is a Nigerian man they use to curse black men and the black race. So that one is in West Africa, headquartered Nigeria. Now, when someone never takes accountability, they never apologize, they never amend their ways, they never even stop altogether being evil. They can just smile to you, they can just talk to you, they cannot move on with anything here. Why are you even surprised that you always struggling with some injustice from these people? You always struggle with there's always something new every year that these people are doing. Why are you surprised? Because they have really done so much bad here and they never had to apologize, they never had to address anything, they never took accountability, they never settled any matter here. But in all this though, they have always been fine. Just come and build a hospital. It's okay for them to just send their doctors in their hospital they built, not your hospital. They can just send missionaries. Come on. When you said I received my independence from your colonial power, we need to talk. In fact, you're the one who needs to say we need to talk, because you're the one who needs me, not I need you. That didn't happen. So they continue with the wickedness here, and they definitely have no respect for you and can never respect you. Because someone who does evil to you, they don't want to apologize. That says a lot about their own intent towards you and how they feel about you, which is really very dark and evil. They don't look at you as someone equal to them. That's why they will feel like apology is something they shouldn't do at all. And now, why would someone feel this way? Just look at the history, how they even came there. From nowhere, they started waging war against you. Now, what does that say about this past to begin with? For no reason, they start waging war against you, they enslave you, they start taking your land, they've been killing you. They never had good intention towards you. So they cannot be sorry. And therefore, they never apologize. And the fact that they never had to apologize, amend, or even stop, they can never respect you. Basically. No, they cannot respect you. And I wonder what kind of future you can actually have some leaks, because what kind of apology you can even apologize at this point? You have spent, when was the Berlin Conference? That was in 1884. The countries received freedom, independence in the 60s, right? So, okay, we can say, okay, from the 60s, these people are yet to address anything here. So even if they now felt like, okay, we have no option than to address, what are they going to address? Because you have already spent centuries, hundreds of years, refusing that this is not for you to apologize. That is just not that's not you. You're just God. So you tell me now, what kind of apologies can you even give at this point? And what kind of future can you have with someone like this? To me, it's very clear. Personally, I cannot have a future with someone like that. I cannot have a relationship with someone that I just can't. Just out of my own needs, knowing what you have done to me, the hurt, the fact that you have refused for so long to even acknowledge that you are evil. In all this, you still continue being evil. There's no end to it, but you're still in denial that it's beneath you to even recognize you're doing wrong here. And then suddenly, it got to a point where there's nothing you can do no more. That is when you now just say silly sorry. Like, where does it even fit in, honestly? What kind of a sorry is that even? What kind of amendment? I wonder. To me, there's nothing there. That's just me. But to me, there's nothing there between white people and Africa, as far as I'm concerned. It's impossible. They cannot respect you with the kind of atrocities being done forever, 600 years, just keep piling up. They continue today. Just look at Congo. The same thing like King Leopold never died. Of course, they're not going to respect Congolese people, Africans. This is the only group of people here where you yourself have to go around playing white man, playing your perpetrators, pitting them on their behalf. Maybe this Moroccan coach didn't actually say racing. Excuse me, there's no other group on the phrase right here who would do that. If there's a war here based on tribalism, racism here, they're going to stick to their side of the coin. They're not even going to invest their time trying to understand their enemy coin. But you black people, you have been brainwashed to sink low. The white people are not going to respect it. Impossible. Now again, once again, after 600 years, all you do is just say that something like apology, something like acknowledging, addressing is just beneath you. That's not for you. All you do is just disrespectful 50 pence sweets. In all this, you still continue being evil. Like, just look at Congo DRC today. Did King Leopold actually leave? If you look at the resource problems there today, you think that is still King Leopold, the one in charge of Free State here. Like, there's no DRC, there's still the Congo Free State. Now, which respect here? You can just see even how they use these political puppets. After using them, they now take them to International Court of Criminal Law and prosecute them there. No respect. Because there is nothing to respect for someone who, without any reason, you never played a part in them to even develop evil intent towards you, to start evil, to establish evil conspiracy against you. They did it all by themselves. You had no say, no part, anything. That person cannot be your friend. And you can just see how they keep behaving forever. Now again, what kind of future can have somebody? To me, you cannot have a future something like that. You can't. Impossible. But that's basically it.